Hello, and welcome back to Secrets of a Mall Santa, Being Santa. I'm Theodore Campbell, and this video is about my new gadget that is life-changing, for me at least. Oh, goodness. So this is my 6th season, I believe, of Being Santa. And every year, I used to provide my own box fan for the set because the mall that I worked at previously didn't. And so we would have a box fan in front of the camera to keep me cool because that suit is hot. And when you pack 3 to 15 bodies around you, it gets hotter. So um, I always had a box fan. This mall that I've been at for 3 years now, they are kind enough to provide me a really nice fan. It's a big round one on a metal frame, and they can tilt. You know, it's one of those tilting kind of fans. You can tilt up or tilt forward. And inevitably, with the box fan or this new tilt fan, a little girl's hair flies away, and it gets crazy because their hair is so fine. And mommies don't want hair flying away for their pictures, and that's the most important thing is happy mommies. So the photographers, I would have to ask them, or sometimes they would take lead, but they would tilt the fan up to point straight up, or they would just turn it off. And that was great. It solved the problem. Next problem is they get busy, the photographer, and they don't tilt the fan back towards me, and they don't turn it back on, and now Santa's sweating. So I don't know why it took me 6 years. Life changer, this little gadget. Oh my goodness. 2 buttons, so simple. It has an antenna, but you don't need it because you're only 10 feet away at most, 6 to 10 feet away from the fan being plugged in. So you plug the remote control into the power strip and then plug the fan into the remote control, and one button turns it off and one button turns it on, and you just have to remember which one is which. So right turns it off for me, left turns it on. It's got a little light that lets you know the battery's working. um, Life changing, life changing, because I don't have to ask the photographers. They're busy, they got their own zone. And so this is just, throwing something into their squadron that they're not, you know, they don't need to be distracted. And then they do get distracted naturally. And now you're sitting there sweating. So the second I see the little girl, where do I keep it? I'm practicing. I don't know. I haven't found a great place yet. I tried it in my buttons, in between my jacket. I tried it in my belt buckle. Both places fell out. Then I started just placing it behind me, well, along with my Night Before Christmas book. And I've got a pillow I sit on, the purple pillow with a red pillowcase, so it matches my suit in case it ever slips out. But it doesn't, and you can't see it. But, so I've been keeping it behind me. So I just reach behind me. If I see in line, the next one up is a little girl with flyaway hair, or a mommy. Sometimes mommies have fine hair, long hair that's just kind of. So I just turn the fan off. Boop. Put the remote back where it is. Do the shoot. Take the photos. Ask the questions, and the second the little girls go to see their photos, I grab the remote, boop, turn it back on. It's life changing. Why did it take me 6 years to think of this? I don't know. Because the sad thing is, I've had it at home. I used it at my show in Six Flags St. Louis for a few years when I needed to control lighting. They plugged some lights into this remote control that I could then boop turn out the lights. Why didn't I think of it? I mean, I think I did think of it, but I would think about it on set and then post season forget. So this is a little piece of tip from Santa Ted. Life changing. If you provide your own box fan or if they provide you a fan, it doesn't matter. And then now what I do is I put my box fan that I used to put on set at the old mall, I put it in my dressing room. So I highly recommend you have a box fan in your dressing room. so that when you get dressed, I think I might talk about this in the book. It's been a while, but I sit there with my pants, my boots, and everything ready. My jacket's on, but it's not buttoned up. I do have my fat belly on. Uh, I can get hot, so I have my fan blowing on me in the dressing room. And then when I get the knock, I tell them 2 minutes. That the knock is 2 minutes for me. I don't care when they knock. It's going to take me 2 minutes to button up, hat on, gloves on. 2 minutes max. I mean, I want to surprise them by coming out in a minute and a half, But I'm not going to put the hat on. I'm not going to button the jacket up until I get the knock because it gets hot. I used to, my first year, I prepared. I got fully suited. I would sit there and wait, and sometimes they would have issues with the cameras or the computer system or whatever. I don't know. That's outside of my 6 foot circle, so I don't really know. But they would have issues, and so it would delay them from coming to knock on my door. Funny thing, though, I just noticed this today because we have another male staff member, and you don't always get male staff members. It's mostly a female dominant market, but I've only had 2 staff members ever knock on the door and then open up my dressing room door while I'm sitting there trying to get ready, and they are both men. Women don't do that. I don't know why the men do that. That's peculiar to me. And I've had to instruct them both to please knock and wait. They should be able to hear my bells on my boots because the second I get the knock, I start moving, which makes my bells on my boots, because they're all strapped on. They start ringing like crazy. But I guess the men are more, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. But the women have never done that. So you'll have to instruct your male staff members to please knock and don't open the door, because I mean, not like I'm doing anything compromising in there, but my clothes aren't completely on. And anyhow, so side note there, got off on a tangent, but keep in tune. I've got more stuff to share. As like I said, this is in the moment now. Now that I wrote the book post season, now I'm in the season, so I'm coming up with all sorts of ideas that I forgot to share in the book, and so there will be a second edition. But thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and appreciate comments below. Any advice, any input, any thoughts would be great. All right, thanks again.